Hello everyone, welcome to CS 4395, Intro to Human Language Technologies. Class starts Tuesday, January 19th, so I wanted to share some information about the course. The purpose of this short video is to give you an overview of the flow of the course, like we would do in a normal first day of class. Here in e-learning, you'll see my contact information as well as a link to sign up on Piazza. This is probably the last semester I'll use Piazza since they're moving away from the free tier I've been using for a few years. We will be on the contribution tier, meaning that you may get pop-ups asking for a donation like Wikipedia does, but feel free to ignore those. Let's take a look at Piazza. There's two main parts that we'll use in Piazza. One is the Q&A platform for asynchronous discussion. This is your go-to place for finding out information about tests, getting some homework advice from your peers or from me. And so before you post, it's always a good idea to search and see if anyone else has already asked that question. That keeps the discussion from getting overly clogged up. The other main part is the Resources tab, which has 3 tabs within it. One is Course Information. Sometimes I post announcements here. Second is the staff information. Here's my contact information, and when we get a TA, I'll put his information here. And the third is the class resources. This is where you find instructions for homework. I've already got a homework out here. It's where you'll find the weekly to-do list as well as some other resources. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first to-do list. Every week we'll have a list which will give you links to the videos to watch as well as the readings. And at the end I'll have some reminders of what to do that week or coming up soon. Under General Resources, I have the book. These are notes that I've put together specifically for this course, so the reading material that you need is provided for free. I do have print version available on Amazon. You don't need that because I'm giving you the PDF here. Other links that are important are GitHub for the code samples and a general link here to the NLP videos. But as you've seen, you'll see links within the to-do list for what to watch week to week. Let's take a look at the syllabus. I've put a new note in here that I haven't had in previous classes, and that's just to let everyone know that this is an upper-level computer science course and there's a lot of programming assignments. And if you're a non-CS major, and I have had people from the BBS school and other places take this course, and they had a hard time because they didn't have a strong programming background. We're going to be using Python. It's not important that at all that you have a strong Python programming background, but it is important that you're comfortable with coding assignments and you can learn Python quickly if you have a lot of experience with that, which is true for computer science majors, not so much true for others. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't take this course because there are plenty of people who aren't CS majors who've learned programming on their own. This is just kind of a warning. So we have our 3 platforms: e-learning for the gradebook, links to quizzes, exams, links to upload assignments. The content is going to be in the book that I showed you is in Piazza, as well as YouTube videos where I cover a chapter, just basically the highlights to give you an overview. I'll also have some videos for homework explanation or exam review. And then we'll use Piazza for our asynchronous class discussion and the links to everything. So before you email a question to me or a grader, it's a better idea to post it on Piazza so that everybody has the same information. There's also an app for your phone, and I will be counting participation in Piazza as part of your grade. For this course, you're going to need a computer. You're going to need Chrome for that Honor Lock extension that we'll talk about in a minute. And again, for Honor Lock, you'll need a webcam and microphone. For actually just tests. I need to fix that. I won't be using HonorLock for quizzes. Here's my contact information. My office hours this semester are Monday through Thursday, 7 to 7:30. That's generally when I will answer emails as well, unless they're urgent emails that need to be answered sooner. So during office hours, you should call me at this number, and it will pop up on Teams on my phone, and you can email me anytime here. This is an online course. We will have due dates for quizzes and assignments and exams. We won't have quote-unquote attendance, so in lieu of that, I'm going to have contribution on Piazza. What I'm mainly interested in Piazza is that people post questions and answer each other's questions. That's what I mean by contribution. But it also keeps statistics for how often you're on Piazza. This won't be a problem in an upper level class, but in a lower level class, people try to juice their grades by just posting nonsense for the sake of posting. Please don't do that. I'm also strongly opposed to outside chat apps like GroupMe. There's no legitimate reason to use those instead of Piazza. Please provide your leadership on Piazza where you get credit for it. I'm going to use HonorLock for the exams. Most of you are probably familiar with that by now. If not, here's some resources to learn more about it. And I will post a sample test before our exam so you can test out your equipment. Here's the course description and learning objectives. You don't have to buy a textbook. Here's a link to some optional resources. A classic book on NLP is by Dan Jarefsky and James Martin. Dan Jarefsky's at Stanford. It's called Speech and Language Processing. They're currently working on the 3rd edition, and so you can get a link here, and they've provided many of the chapters. We'll also be looking at an NLTK book a little later, and if you're new to Python, here's just some other resources. Here's some important dates of when I think the exams will be. Here's how our grades are calculated. 30% for homework, 3 exams, 15% each, 20% for quizzes. Quizzes will be open notes, and then 5% for your contribution on Piazza. And I just let e-learning do its thing in terms of the plus and minus. I don't change those. Assignments are going to be due at 11:59 p.m. and late assignments will be deducted 10% for the first 2 days, not accepted after that. I don't give makeup exams unless you talk to me beforehand about some emergency that has popped up. And make sure that any code that you turn in is your own code. Once you have something graded, if you see a problem with the grading, you should let the grader know within a week. And I do this to prevent situations where at the end of the semester someone says, hey, wait a minute, I got a 0 for homework 1. Believe it or not, that really happens. All right, here's our Comic Creed. Here's some support resources. If at any time in the semester you run into some unexpected difficulties, please reach out to me and let me know. You won't be the first student to have problems. And in fact, everyone sooner or later has some difficult situations to deal with. So don't remain in isolation dealing with that. You can reach out to me, let me know what's going on, and there are other resources as well. Again, the syllabus is hidden in plain sight right here. Let's take a quick look back at e-learning. I'm not using any of this Blackboard Collaborate, Teams, Streams, etc. But we will be using here assignments and the quizzes, these 2 tabs. So I have a quiz out there which will be available after January 19th. And the first assignment is simply a prerequisite survey. And all this is saying is that you've had some prerequisites, or you have permission from the department to take the class, that you've read the syllabus, and that you understand the course has many coding assignments. So please do this survey here under assignments as soon as you can. I have a link here to upload homework 1. Week 1 and Homework 1 are really about giving you an introduction to Python because that's the go-to language for NLP. And if you're new to Python, I have some additional resources that can help you get started. But I always believe the best way to get started in a language is to code something up, and that's why I have a homework here pretty quick. Again, the instructions for the homework will be over here in Piazza. Alright, I think that's all I needed to cover in this short video. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any more questions. See you in class.